Some of the games were not classics. This one was.
They call them big game, James, and they don't mean it in a good way.
How are y'all feeling about this 12-team playoff? It's been a little bit weird, huh? Home games for some teams, blowouts galore. No Lincoln Riley, no Brian Kelly, no Alabama, and those right there are reason enough to feel pretty good about this playoff. Poor Brian Kelly. I wonder how he feels sitting at home watching the team that he used to get all purple-faced over make the playoff.
You want to talk about a 21st century college football story, okay? Brian Kelly decides to leave for greener, apparently, SEC pastures in LSU. And he does so on the eve of the announcement of the college football playoffs.
Notre Dame took on Penn State in the Orange Bowl in Miami. Oh, Miami. They're also watching from home, like Brian Kelly. When you think of Penn State and Notre Dame, what do you think of? You think of sexy, dynamic offenses. No, you don't. You think of like a 20-17 defensive struggle, both teams trading blows, two teams that nobody really likes all that much, just going at it, a physical battle. And that's exactly what we got.
Neither team was all that dynamic offensively. And you know what? That's fine. And it was a grind for both teams offensively. And you saw these quarterbacks and they were having to strain to move the football.
I'm watching these, and I tweeted earlier. I said, bro, these quarterbacks leave a lot to be desired. I mean, they just sailing the ball. I'm like, damn. I'm like, whoo.
We had lots of defense, lots of punts, interceptions.
Church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity-doo-dahs.
On the opening drive of the game, James Franklin took a page out of Kirk Ferentz's playbook and punted from the opponent's 44 in a playoff game. And we're all like, oh boy, here we go, playing not to lose. Penn State did look like the better team early. They were running the ball well. Offensive line was getting a good push. Abdul Carter was wearing freaking Darth Vader eye black.
Big laser. They had a running game. You had two running backs, offensive line. You had a defensive player who might have been the best player on the field. Like it was all there. It matched up for you. I mean, Riley Leonard played well in the second half, threw for 160 yards, but you're still watching. And I just thought Penn State should be dominating, like physically dominating this game.
Their tight end, Tyler Warren, is a freakish athlete who looks like a combination of bebop and rocksteady. Penn State went up 10-0 and everything was going their way. Riley Leonard got hurt for Notre Dame also, but then the bright-eyed backup came in and led Notre Dame down to a field goal. It was 10-3 at the half.
We had Riley Leonard in the concussion protocol at one point. Jeremiah Love is limping and not effective in the first half. Abdul Carter playing with one arm, for goodness sakes. So much credit to all of these players, especially guys like Leonard, Love, Carter, for grinding it out and playing the game that they played, but in an unbelievable finish, Mitch.
And then Notre Dame came out swinging in the second half.
Yo, Mick, I can't see nothing. You got to open my eye. Cut me, Mick, cut me.
The teams went back and forth. Penn State went up 24-17. Notre Dame tied it up on a 54-yard touchdown. Penn State got the ball on their own 15 with 47 seconds left. James Franklin is going to be content with just taking it to overtime, right? Well, now he decides to be aggressive. First drive of the game, you're on the 44-yard line and you punt. But 47 seconds left on your own 15. Let's cut it loose. Hey, I don't blame him, In Tom Brady's first Super Bowl, his first year as a starter, the Patriots got the ball deep in their own territory, and he led them down the field to a game-winning kick. Small problem, though. Drew Aller is not Tom Brady.
The announcers jinxed the quarterback for Penn State towards the end of the game because one of the first things they said, as soon as they got the ball back, was he doesn't turn the ball over much. And he hasn't all season long. And what you think the first goddamn thing he does when he goes back to throw the ball? Interception.
Notre Dame kicks a field goal to win.
Mitch Jeter! You're that dude! 27-24.
Sean McDonough's voice cracks, of course.
The kick is good!
Game over.
There's two reasons to eat off the floor, Brent. One, the floor is clean as can be. Or two, you're so dang hungry, you don't give a rat's ace. And that's how Notre Dame plays.
They are built differently than most Notre Dame teams. Last time they was in the national championship game was 2013.
Yes.
Whether it's Brian Kelly or anybody else coaching them, we ain't seen Notre Dame look like this in a long time. I'm talking about their level of physicality.
Right.
I just can't get over the fact that this Notre Dame team, Scotty, they always find a way.
The thing that I did not expect to see show up for Notre Dame showed up. It was the explosive play through the air. Not a ton of them. You don't need a ton of them in games like these. But we saw it.
And he's able to do what he's done all year long, which is go in. I don't know what he says, but you find the resilience in this group that just does not blink. Lose pros from the beginning of the year at every level on your defense, don't blink. Lose to Northern Illinois, don't blink. Lose a couple of O-linemen in this game against Penn State, who's got a great front. Don't blink. Come out of the locker room, go down the field, score.
I don't think this is an accurate measurement for who's best. It's just an accurate measurement for who wins that particular night. I know it's the measurement we got. I know, but you're going to have a hard time convincing me that Notre Dame is the best team in football after they've lost to Northern Illinois at home during the season.
The stat that tells the fucking story, I'll go with Drew Aller's stat line. 12 for 23, that's barely over 50%, 135 yards, 0 touchdowns, and that tragic interception that lost the game.
You cannot throw late over the middle. Like every quarterback, whether it's Pee-wee, high school, college, NFL, can't be late over the middle, except for Patrick Mahomes.
Aller, Lord have mercy. He talking about, well, I'm coming back to school. You should. As a matter of fact, you should ask, can you come back for 2 more years? And after next year, file for a medical red shirt so you can come back again.
Yeah, everybody tries to make this complicated. I'm not saying that I did screw up, but no, I screwed up plenty of times. I would look, and if those cats are better than my cats, there is no chance I'm taking a shot in that situation.
I'd put it on the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And James Franklin. Like, you want to put your players in a position to succeed.
If your goal is to win a championship, Penn State had a very, very favorable draw in this tournament, and they got to the semifinals because thus far they had taken care of business. They had Notre Dame on the ropes tonight. They did not get the job done.
At halftime, everyone got to settle down. Notre Dame basically said, we're going to completely sell out against the run. Drew Aller's missed a couple of very easy throws. We're going to talk about Drew Aller at some point. My goodness, this is going to be a tape that he is going to have a very difficult time probably getting over.
James Franklin is the head coach. He makes $10 million a year. He's supposed to make the right decision. So let's not say it's not his fault. He made the call to take a chance. And I know that there will be those who defend him. That's great. He's an outstanding coach, but he still hasn't won that big game.
Notre Dame's going to the national championship to play Ohio State. Gross. Who you got?